A lesson we can all learn from Zillow's recent $400 million mistake. Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Colin here. Just wanted to go into this depth detail of what we've been hearing about Zillow, and what's been going on. Within a 90-day period, Zillow iBuyer program, otherwise known as Zillow Offers, has lost over $380 million. Look, I love Zillow as a company, and the fact that they were very innovative as to free market analysis, knowing more data about your marketplace or neighborhood. There's a wealth of knowledge from them online. And as a shareholder of Zillow stock myself, I'm a little bit heartbroken to see that my stock share has gone down 30% in this last quarter. So what really happened that caused this massive mistake by Zillow? About 3 years ago, Zillow came out with their iBuyer program. Essentially, the company makes an offer to a home seller without sometimes going out to take a look at the property based solely upon their algorithms, data, and in many cases, Zillow's estimate. Then the company would either give you a price for the home and you as a seller can essentially accept or decline the offer. I mean, it sounds pretty fair and simple, right? Yes, it was very good, especially for the home seller, because most of the time Zillow was buying the home for 4% above the current market value. In all fairness, I can see why a company big as Zillow would make such a bold bet on their iBuyer program. Look, the market is going up 1% or more, and I'm Zillow. I'm thinking, hey, in a year the house is going to go up 12% or even more. So even if we buy this home right now, 4% higher than the current market price, which what they were doing, well, in 6 months, you know what? It's all good because the house is going to go up and we'll still be able to make money on this house. It was predicated on the idea that with enough data, systems, and strategic algorithm, hey, as a company, Zillow can essentially streamline the home buying and selling process and scale it on a national level. And with certain homes, hey, if there's a huge profit to be gained by flipping the house, we have the funds and the budget to do it as a Wall Street company. Alright, let's do this. So how much of the real estate market was actually purchased by iBuyer programs? It was indicated that the iBuyer program made up of at least 1% of all home sales in 18 different markets in the third quarter of 2019. Even Redfin, another big online real estate company, reported to the Times saying it's a concept that's supposed to work just fine for big companies like Zillow because the housing market is somewhat predictable, and with those markets that the company was implementing their iBuyer programs, it should work. You may have noticed from our previous videos that the real estate market has changed a lot since 2019. Real estate has gone very expensive at a very fast pace during the pandemic. Earlier in October, Zillow was saying that there was a problem that they were running into, especially with labor and supply shortage all across the country. Well, it makes sense. A lot of us are finding that there's a shortage of labor throughout the whole US and a lot of supply effects that's happening right now, especially with the supply chain coming from overseas, the cost of lumber's going up and materials not there, so maybe they couldn't fix the home before putting it on the market. It could have been a combination of all these factors that hindered the company's ability to make a profit from their flipping strategy, and especially in this competitive and hot market. I mean, even Zillow COO or their chief operating officer said that it was due to the renovation and closing process that held back their iBuyer program from truly making a profit. However, by the first week of November, the real answer came out, and a month later the company acknowledged that they couldn't simply predict home values accurately, and there was just too much volatility with home prices now affecting their balance sheet. Which essentially is like any flip project that an investor like you and I could run into, where there's variable costs, variable timing, so therefore variable profit. And sometimes with a flip project or deal, you know what? There's times where you lose money and you're paying out of pocket for those expenses. So what can we really learn from all of this? The reality is algorithms and formulas are great. However, they will never tell the full picture of the home buying and home selling process, and especially when it comes to determining the value of a home, because every single home will be different in any market. Algorithms won't know if the home has weird cat odor, the neighbor next door that has been vacant for 10 years and who knows what's been happening inside that house. There could be mold issue or just dilapidated. Alright, those renters that park 8 cars to the left and now they're playing loud music on the weekend and I can't sleep. Well, what about the neighbor across the street who has their yard that's now overgrown with grass that's about 3 feet tall? Like, all that comes into play with the value of a home. Real estate valuation or home value has so many different factors, anywhere from local neighborhoods, property taxes, school system, communities, neighborhood amenities, and so many other to consider in order to find out the true value of a home in any given market. Real estate is filled with emotions. Algorithms are great at certain predictions. However, as the world moves faster with technology each and every day, we have to keep in mind that IQ and EQ plays a huge role in human growth. Home purchase or home selling has a lot to do with emotion throughout the process. It's a place where families get together. A home is where a couple will raise their kids and their children, the school district, and dropping the kids off at school. It's about making those special moments all in the comfort of your own home. So there's a lot of emotional factors that will come into play with each and every market. With all these factors taken into consideration, it's truly a challenge to figure out today's current market value versus future current market value. And there's always a change in dynamics in home buyers and home sellers in all different markets. Once again, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If there's any other questions you have in regards to buying, selling, or just about the real estate market in general, feel free to reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to connect with you and your family. Once again, have an awesome weekend and wishing you and your family the best. Take care.